so fucked. Everywhere. Attic. For starters. Insane clinking coming.
Oh, welcome back. Oh, my camera's dead. Dang it. All right. Welcome back to the Matrix. All right. We fixed it for real. My bad, guys. Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. We are moments away from President Trump addressing the nation. Supposedly 9 p.m. Eastern time, but my man is always late. Always. So I will be shocked if he's on time. The rumor has it, though, that he's going to declare war on Israel. I don't know if that is true or not. That's the word around the campfire. Not Israel. My God, that's definitely not true. Venezuela. The rumor has it is he's going to declare war on Venezuela. And so we're going to talk about that. I don't know if that's true or not, but we will see. Let's get into the charts until he starts talking, and then we will stream that live. So as of the time of recording, Bitcoin currently sitting at $86,000 100. We had a huge, crazy day today. Everyone's waiting for our Santa Claus rally, but instead we got the Christmas tree pattern. There was a huge pump up from 86,200 all the way up to 90,200 before taking it all back. And of course, this is how crazy like the market makers really are, and just how manipulated this market really is. And you might say, well, Ski, the big news was that Congress, the Senate, has now delayed their crypto agenda legislation until early 2026. And you'd be correct, except they announced it like here after the dump had already happened. You know what I mean? So like they announced it in here, bro, in here, not here. They announced it over here. So pretty wonky, wild stuff. And then like after it was all said and done, the Fed announced that they were going back on their crypto restrictive regulatory. So they've opened all that up. So we'll see what that does for the markets. But so here's my thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. As of right now, Bitcoin is just putting in a higher low. As long as this holds, it's just a higher low for Bitcoin. And we're going to talk about the last time, if the rumors are true, and I don't know that they are, but the last war that was announced was 9/11/2023, and that was, of course, the war in Israel. Same thing. The war in Ukraine was like over here. So that was when that started. The war in Israel was here. Normally, by the time it happens, the event is already over. By the way, that would be kind of a crazy setup, too, is if this is what we were going to get. It was kind of the same thing, like Christmas tree pattern a little bit, where you have a big pump up. Bitcoin went from 24,900 all the way up to 31,000. We started losing it, and then boom, big sell off. There was another pump up from 25 to all the way up to 28, and then the war was announced here. So there was an immediate sell off, but that was it. So probably that's going to be it as well. There might, if that's what happens, there might be an immediate violent reaction, but that would probably mark the bottom. We'll see. I don't even know if he's going to. Who knows what Trump is going to say? Like who knows? But that's the rumor that I'm seeing around the campfire. So we'll see if there's any validity to that. Silver has been just ripping, bro. Like pure euphoria. $66, bro. And the bearish divergence gets deeper. I just tweeted this out. My prediction is silver goes to $74, and then that is the end of the pain. That, to me, is the top for silver, and then that's the end of the pain for crypto, which, by the way, just so we're on the same page, yesterday, silver was at $66, so it might not take as long, $61. Might not take as long as you think it's going to take. But this is a clear bearish divergence that's taking place right now, and we're clearly getting, like, really euphoric right now, as gold has yet to make a new all-time high. It topped over there October 16th and has not made a new all-time high. Now, it probably will. It'll probably get to 4,500, 4,600. But, again, you can see a huge bearish divergence taking place. This is more textbook Wyckoff distribution. And we're seeing literal rotation of capital into silver as just day after day after day, it's just ripping to the upside. I'm probably going to sell my silver this week or next week. Maybe I might wait to $70. I'm a big silver stacker. I love silver. It's one of my favorite investments to buy, but my average price is about $20, and I'm going to be taking profit on that. I took profit on gold at $4,400. And I said that publicly. It'll probably go to $4,500, even $4,700. But I do believe that the buying climax of the market is already in for gold, and I do believe that we're seeing rotation of capital from gold into silver. When is Trump doing the address? Supposedly 1 minute from now, but he is always late. I got it ready. I got it at the low ready right now, but he's always late. We need Dominance to drop and others to... Yes. I think part of the equation... the equation is silver and the Russell. Both the Russell and silver are breaking out or have broken out. I mean, the Russell is still kind of following this pattern that we've talked about, this fractal that I pulled from C19. It's been following this, like, candle for candle for candle, and we predicted that we would get another lower high, so we could go as low as 240 for the Russell, and that's all well and good, but in reality we need the Russell to go into price discovery for others and Dominance to roll over, because every time that the Russell has broken out into price discovery, this was price discovery to distribution. This distribution right here, that was the alt season, right? And I'll show you real quick. By the way, let me know if he starts speaking. Somebody let me know if he starts speaking, and I'll click it over there. I do have the volume on, so I should be able to hear it. But we'll just show... there we go. Never mind. No sound? My bad. Hold up.
Illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hardworking people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities. Just take a look at Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before. And they decimated the bloodthirsty foreign drug cartels. We did that all by ourselves with our people, and we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by sea are now down 94%. We have broken the grip of sinister woke radicals in our schools, and control over those schools is back now in the hands of our great and loving states where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I am bringing those high prices down and bringing them down very fast. Let's look at the facts. Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22%, and in many states, 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they are all coming down and coming down fast. Democrat politicians also sent the cost of groceries soaring, but we are solving that too. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on. Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that. The wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen, AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world, and that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody
They're already in the
understood
mail.
that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military, and last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward. And I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called Most Favored Nation. And no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov. And these big price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost, and you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon. And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody, or certainly not very soon. Prices on electricity and everything else will fall dramatically. The Democrat inflation disaster, again, the worst in the history of our country, also robbed millions of Americans of home ownership and indeed the American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see. The numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this, in the new year, I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. We have never been invaded. This is the worst thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed. Over 60% of growth in the rental market came from foreign migrants. At the same time, illegal aliens stole American jobs and flooded emergency rooms, getting free health care and education paid for by you, the American taxpayer. They also increased the cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans. In the year before my election, all net creation of jobs was going to foreign migrants. Since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American-born citizens, 100%. In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American citizen, or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. And we're going to put an end to it. For so long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power, exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore, and you see that every day, not anymore. We're putting America first, and we are making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected, and our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all.
All right. Well, there we go. So the big thing that I heard there that is new was the big thing that was actually new there was the basically like a military stimulus check, but I think it was for active duty. And they all are going to get before Christmas $1,776. I'm not sure. If I get one, I don't think that I will, but if I get one, I will. What in the world? What is YouTube saying? What in the world's going on here? Okay. But yeah, if I get one. Hold up. I feel like YouTube is seeing something different than TikTok. That's so weird. No, we're good. We're good. But if I get one, I'll spend the whole thing on buying Solnick. That's what's going to happen there. Crypto pumped a good bit there while he was talking. So the markets must have loved whatever. Solana was up basically $1 during that. And then I think that was it. Bitcoin is up $500-600 during the speech there. So nothing really too crazy, to be honest. That was the one. And then something about insurance. Might be some sort of stimulus check for insurance as well. So we'll see. It's YouTube has Morse code in the sound. Morse code sound. Hold up. Is that better? Alien sound. Did we fix it? Just a speech to rally the dummies. Mine's fine. Did we fix it? Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. Sounded weird on TikTok. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that is a big deal. If that's basically a stimulus check, though, that was the one thing was how many active duty soldiers service. Um, 1.3 million active duty personnel or 1.33, somewhere in there. Over a million. So over a million people are getting $1,776. That's a real boost for sure. Let's see what that is. Like, what's the total number? That's real for sure. So 133 times 1776. So that's 2.8 billion, 2.3 billion dollars basically being injected via a stimulus check. That's not nothing. Yeah, 2.5 billion. There you go. Yeah, that's not nothing for sure. That's definitely. That was really the only thing that I thought was like, you know, there was any real weight to what was being said, to be honest. Other than that, like, I didn't really care too much. But yeah, that was pretty big. All right. Military aren't the only people suffering. I agree. Like, give everybody stimulus checks. Like, if money's not real, like, let's give everyone a stimulus check. I'm just reporting it in that it's a big deal in that like, that's real money. I don't think I'm gonna get one. I'm not active. I know Coffee said Ski's about to get a 1776. I don't think I'm gonna get one. If I do, I'll spend the whole thing on Solnick though. All of that will be bought for Solnick. All right, Ski. Should we DCA VeChain or ICP? Yes. All right. So the one thing I am happy about is he didn't announce a war with Venezuela. That was what the rumor was. I'm pumped that there's no war. I did not want a war, for sure. Are we in a bear market? If we are, it's almost... Sound is terrible, mate. I don't know what is going on. I don't know. I just restarted my computer. I don't know what's going on with my microphone here. Maybe my... Where's Alex? He's vanished. He's been dealing with some... Move the phone. Okay. I'll move the phone. Cell phone is too close. Alright. Sound is fine now. Okay, never mind. It's good now. Alright. I am very happy that there was no war that was announced today. I was a little worried about that. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little worried that there's going to be a war announcement. So I'm pumped that that didn't happen. For sure. Okay. So basically, we'll get into you guys' questions, comments, concerns. The big thing is the Russell. Silver is just ripping. I think it's going to go to $74, and I think that's going to be the end of the pain. And then also the Russell is the big one. We need the Russell to break out. And it's been following this fractal. It's still following this fractal. We predicted that it would have a fall down and sort of a higher low here. We could go as low as 239, 240. That would be fine. But we then want to see it break out. This would be the breakout. If it really is following this fractal, the next move would be the breakout, which is going to be good. And this would have us into, yeah, breaking out into February. So, yeah. Gold. Says, I'm buying some gold, or I'm buying some Doge. Fudge it. Let's go. Ski, you think we should sell everything for stables now? No, I don't. No. Are we good on sound? I have no idea what's going on with my sound. Very weird. Solana testing the lows again. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty simple. Like, it's boring right now, but realistically, as long as Bitcoin holds this higher low, this is just a higher low, and we're battling right now with the 5-hour 200 moving average, and generally it takes you 2 or 3 times to get above that when you battle with that. Today we got rejected pretty hard off the 100. That was sort of the Christmas tree pattern that we saw this morning, where Bitcoin pumped from 86,300 and all the way up to 90,000, and then came all the way back down to 85,600. So pretty good. It seems better since I moved my phone. Okay. Solana's a good buy at $95 next. Also, the big thing too today was Coinbase announced that you're gonna be able to buy. Coinbase announced that you're gonna be able to buy stocks on their app, as well as being able to do a stable coin. So, I mean, I'm gonna experiment with that. If that's an easier path that makes sense, we might. We'll see. But that might be a path where we can actually get the Solnic stablecoin even quicker. We'll take a look at that. If it's one less step that we have to do, then that's fine with me. But I'll take a look at it. But they said that you have branded stablecoins that you can lend and borrow and all that stuff. So maybe it'll be an addition thing. What's happening with VeChain, Amigo? I mean, the whole market's down. The whole market's been down. I think VeChain's a good buy here. Down 8% today. It's just filling out this wick is what's happening, actually. Wow, that's crazy. So we had the 1010 wick, and VeChain has filled that out. That's pretty textbook. It was the phone. Sound is good now. That's so crazy because I literally put my phone there every single time. Says Coinbase selling stocks. Now you can get stocks frozen and your stock data leaked. Coinbase is absolute trash. Yeah. That's a deal for VeChain. I agree. Ski, what prices will you buy HBAR at? I think HBAR is a good price here, honestly. Yeah, this is like filling out the same wick here. That's pretty common. That's a common thing to see. A lot of these altcoins are going to fill out these wicks. XRP, I think, has already done it. We'll probably see it out of the total 3. But this is pretty close. Like, maybe we get down to, 9 cents, 8 cents. I think this is a pretty damn good price, though. Did Solana have the same thing? I imagine it did, right? What was the 1010? See, I need to find a good, like, what? I bet Binance. See, I don't like how they retroactively changed all this stuff too. Like, that's super shady to me. Because 1010 Solana definitely went down to 120. I think it went down to 123. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, that's pretty sketchy to me, to be honest. Binance changed some charts and removed wicks. Did you see a dump coming? No. Solana's testing the lows over here. Bitcoin is still a higher low. No, I don't think so. I think everyone is expecting the Japan thing tomorrow to be catastrophic, but you know, it's priced in, and it's literally 10 times less important than Ohio State. No, I'm just kidding. It's 10 times less important than the United States cutting their rates. Japan has a GDP of $3 trillion. The United States has a GDP of $30 trillion. It's literally 10 times less important by mathematically. So sure, they're raising their rates, but we know that they are. They've already announced that they're going to do this. So it's like, I don't know. People are thinking that that's going to be a thing to drive us down. Maybe there's short-term volatility, but I don't think we're going to get too much of a dump. Like, we've already crashed a crazy amount. You know, we're already down 46% from the top. That was a dump. 36%, excuse me. They rarely raise, though. That's fine. They also, again, like, here's the math. I get that. That's cool. They rarely raise. Sure. They also have a GDP of $3 trillion. $4 trillion, according to this. $3 trillion was what I Googled yesterday. Whatever. $4 trillion. That's their GDP. That's how large they are, economically speaking. The United States is cutting their rates, and they're buying back their debt. AKA quantitative easing is officially started. They have $30 trillion. So this is 9 to 10 times less important mathematically than the United States cutting and quantitative easing. I don't think so. It's literally 9 times smaller. We'll see. Sure, maybe you're right. Fear and greed. 46 consecutive days being in extreme fear. That's not what another dump looks like. 46 consecutive days. Do you know how long consecutive means? That means one right after the motherfucking. Shout out to the GOAT, Cat Williams. Yeah, so same thing with CMC has as 11.3 through now, December 17th. Says, I hope you're right. Well, listen, like, I'm skeptical of any, like, doom narrative. I just am. I'm skeptical of any, like, positive narrative, too. Like, I firmly believe that whenever the United States announces that they're going to be buying Bitcoin, I think that's probably going to be the top. I'm very skeptical of doom narratives that everyone knows in advance. You know what I'm saying? Last time Japan rates, we was in QT, now we're in QE. Right. Major difference. Yeah, 100%. Again, like, this is my thing. It's literally
I have no idea what Houdini's
9 or 10 times more important that the United States. Mathematically, it's 9 or 10 times more important that the United States is cutting versus Japan raising. If anything, this is going to have more pressure on the United States to continue to cut. We need Trump to announce to tax on crypto. No, we don't. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke it. Is injective good? It's fine. Sure. Like, I don't own any. Where's XRP going tonight and tomorrow? A gazillion.
and out of stairs.
I don't know.
Don't push.
Did we bottom in Bitcoin? November 25th has been the bottom for Bitcoin. 80K. Again, like, listen, here's what I'll say.
Here. To the right. Bro.
All right, look at this volume right here. Okay. If we had a low, but we did not have high volume, that would be like skeptical. Especially being the first one. Right? So meaning like you have a major fall down and then you have your first like local bottom. If there's no volume behind that, that's not a real bottom. This is the highest volume that we've had in over 13 months. Since, guess what? When we broke out.
Bro, what? On our team.
Right? Volume is real. When you see like high volume like that, it's a real move that's happening. Okay? So also, here's what I'll say. I think that the selling climax is already in for Bitcoin. That's what I think. I think that this in Wyckoff is what's known as the selling climax. Okay? Selling climax. To me, 1010 was probably our PS. And then November 20 was it the 25th? No, November 20th was our selling climax. Okay. Now, textbook. Let's put this over here. Textbook, a secondary test would go lower than the selling climax, but this is the climax of buying or of selling. And textbook, how it would happen is you would have a lot of volume come in here. You would have less volume come here. And then that would be a bullish divergence. So I do have a scenario like that. I have two scenarios for Bitcoin that I think that I could see playing out. And basically here's, you know, like that scenario that the selling climax is already in. If we were to get a secondary test and a spring, this is what it would look like. Okay, reason number two that I think that this is a real move, not only the volume, but look at the RSI on the daily chart. This is the daily chart. This is not, I'm not on the 1 minute. I'm not on the 15 minute. I'm on the daily chart, meaning every candle is 1 day. This got all the way, and I think on this other chart too, on market cap, there was another chart that I was looking at that got all the way to 13. But whatever. This one was 14. Okay, this got all the way to 15 on the RSI on the daily. That's lower than the April crash.
Yes.
That's the same that we had with the war in Israel, which was a local bottom. It's lower than FTX collapse. And it's the same as the Luna collapse. Okay, again, Luna going to zero was our selling climax. FTX was the secondary test. So we did the Luna, we were at 17,700 and eventually bottomed out at 15,500. That's possible, but I think that the selling climax is already in, like worst case scenario. This is the best case scenario, is that this was a crazy bear trap. And if they start doing stimulus checks, that's when they started doing stimulus checks, was over here. So yeah, I think if you want to say that the selling climax is in, I think that that is true. That doesn't mean that we will never go lower ever, but it means that we're forming the bottom. Buy the fear, 100%. Ski, who can we hear in the background? Is it Leroy Jenkins? Yeah. It's Leroy Jenkins back there. Ski, are you DCAing ICP or VChain? Yes. Thank you guys for the gifts, you savages.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
You like ICP? I do. It says bottom's in, boys. I think the selling climax is in. What makes relevant is the rest of the world borrows their coins to invest in risk assets. Many are calling for 75K and below. I think 75 is on the board, but if many are calling for it, it makes me think that, like, this is, like, listen, whether we go lower or not, this is a real move. So if we go lower, it's not a, like, I do believe that this is the selling climax. We might get a secondary test, which would go lower, but what we would look for is less RSI, less volume. That would show us, like, hey, this is a bullish divergence. Same thing happened over here, right? So April, let's show you guys this. So in February, Bitcoin crashed from, very similarly, by the way, 109,000, and it crashed all the way almost immediately to 78K. This was in February. Same thing. Daily RSI got all the way down to 16. Okay, you had a little bit of a bounce, then you rolled over to the secondary test. The secondary test, the RSI was higher. Also, the volume, you can see, volume was higher over here than it was over here. You came up a little bit, rolled over, RSI is higher. This is a bullish divergence when the price goes lower, but the RSI is higher. Like, that would be things that we look for to say, like, hey, if we get something like that, that's our bottom. Now, I think that the selling climax is in. And I think, like, look at it like this. When was the last selling climax? Was Luna. If you bought Bitcoin at $17,000, are you mad right now? Versus when you could have bought it at 15.5? Like, I think 17,000 is a pretty damn good price. So to me, that's what we're talking about here. Many are calling for up or down. I am not calling for up or down.
Oh my god.
I'm saying that the selling climax is in. This is the most oversold we've been since the Luna collapse. Are we getting a spring or a secondary test? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I have two scenarios. If this is just a spring, it's going to look like this. If it's a secondary test, it'll look like this. But I think that 95% of it in time duration and in severity is already done. What is your projected time frame overlay prediction? I think worst case scenario, I think the worst of it is done by January. If we get like a spring. And I think that we're going to start the next rally in January. That's what I think. Is H&T a good buy in your opinion? Yes. Ski is my crypto therapist. Look, there's a chance that this is it though. I don't want to give anyone false hope is the thing. And I'll just be honest and transparent. I am way more bullish internally than I am leading on. Because I don't want to, because I know it's exhausting. I get that. I understand it's exhausting just day after day after day. Just terrible news. And just day after day after day, just the price is bleeding. I get that that's exhausting. And I get like, it's even more exhausting to get your hopes up. And then you have more bad news. And then you have more negative price action. I understand that. So, if I'm being honest, if I'm being real, if I'm being vulnerable, I am way more bullish internally than what I'm leading on because I don't want to give people false hope. And I know it's exhausting to get your hopes up to get the rug pulled, to get your hopes up to get the rug pulled, to get your hopes up to get the rug pulled. Like, I know that's exhausting. It's emotionally draining. I get all that. To me, like, this was our selling climax. Worst case. Which means the end is near. In a good way. Buy and sold 105. Do you think that will happen? If we lose 120, yes, I do think that will happen. There's a good chance, though, that we don't lose 120. Do you think the 4-year cycle is over then? It will always be a piece to the puzzle. It has never been the main piece to the puzzle to me. What has way more weight for me always is the 7-year cycle. Always. It has been like that. It will always be something, whether it's a self-fulfilling prophecy or not. I don't know the answer, if it's real or if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know. It will always have something. Like, there will always be a little bit of hype when the happening happens. There will always be a little bit of a run-up. There will always be a little bit of a sell-off. All those things will probably happen. But I do think that it's going to be less and less weighted as time goes on, yes. And I do think that at some point, we completely, like, skip a cycle. And everyone assumes it's down. I do not. Especially if the United States actually, that's the thing that no one has talked about, right? That's still on the agenda. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. But I imagine it will eventually happen. But on the agenda, they're going to buy 5% of the supply. Bitcoin never followed the 7-year cycle. Yeah, it did. It 100% did. Bitcoin follows the stock market. Bitcoin follows the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones has been around for 100 years following the 7-year cycle. The 7-year cycle was the FTX collapse. What are you talking about, bro? 2015. When was 2015? The bottom? Bitcoin never followed the 7-year cycle? What are you talking about, bro? Both bottoms were in the 7-year cycle. Both bottoms. It never followed the 7-year cycle. Literally, both of the bottoms were the 7-year cycle. Yes, it does. 2022, 7-year cycle. That was the bottom. 2015, 7-year cycle. That was the bottom. It absolutely does. Way more correlated. The stock market has 100 years of data of following the 7-year cycle.
No, I heard it. Triangle spot 225. I picked it up. Got set. Heard.
Print that money.
Can't turn it out.
When will alts explode? When the Russell breaks out into price discovery. Not a second before then. He didn't even mention Venezuela. I know, right? Listen. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I was scared.
Bro, I tried to push the video.
I was scared that there was going to be a new war. I didn't want new war. All right? I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I was scared that was going to happen.
Listen.
What's in progress for Solnic right now? Well, you can now buy Solnic just straight up on Coinbase. That's a big update. You can just search Solnic on Coinbase, and you can just buy it right on Coinbase via Base. One of the liquidity pools is on Base, and you can just buy it there. So that's a big deal. You can just buy it right on Coinbase. And pretty soon they're going to have the Solana is going to be available on Coinbase as well. And we're developing our own swap app right now. So I talked about that last, I think yesterday maybe. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I'll show you a little bit. But we're working on the swap app, which is going to integrate the staking. Staking is live right now. You can earn 30% on. You can earn 30% on your Solnic, and 9% of the supply has already been staked. And we're building a swap app that's similar to Jupiter or Radium, and it's going to integrate this, and you're going to get more rewards and better fees if you stake Solnic, which is going to be even more supply. And obviously the swap app is the biggest building block, which is going to go into our DeFi protocol, which is going to be the lending and borrowing. Is the 7-year cycle the same as Shemitah? The 7-year cycle is the same as the Shemitah, yes. Do you have a guide on how to stake? Yes. I'll make a video on this, but you head to staking.solniccoin.io. You connect your wallet. You have to have Solana, and you have to have Solnic, and you pick whichever one you want, whether it's 180 days, 365. You type out how much you want, say 10,000, and it will tell you what your reward is going to be. You're going to get 15,000 for staking it for 365. So there you go, 13,000 for staking it for 720 days. And then you just stake, and that's it. You have to. It's pretty simple. Says I'm at 1.9 million. Let's go, bro. But yeah, this is a big deal. Like, what other meme coins have this? Let me know. So we worked really hard on this, and you know, I'm pumped to continue to bring really cool stuff. And this is just like the very, very beginning thing. Just don't get distracted.
Yes.
Okay. Still bullish on Flux. I'm still bullish on Flux. Obviously, the whole market's getting just beaten down. We need Bitcoin to have a little rally here, and I think that's going to help the market. Also, the Russell. That's obviously the big one too. That be the big one. You checking out any alts? Sure. Coinbase says Solnic only has 11 million market cap. That's because it's just base, and there's only 5 million tokens even available on base. So it's tied to the price, though. If you look at the price, it'll show you what the price is. It'll be like 0.0. It's the same price. Like if I look at Solnic, so there's 3 chains that Solnic is on, right? If you look at the price, it's 0.0. Right now we're 0.0015. If you look on Coinbase, it's going to be similar, but we're on 3 chains. We're on Solana. 90% of the liquidity is on Solana. There's 5 million tokens on base, and there's 5 million tokens on AVAX. But it's a cool thing, I think, that you can buy Solnic on base. But whatever the price action is on base, you're going to get the same, because, you know, they're going to go, it's the same price, 0.00. When Solnic fills out this wick up here at $8, it's going to be the same. So that's the market cap of base, not the whole thing, if that makes sense. Why is staking say 0 users? If you connect your wallet, it shows you there should be 45 users, I believe. I'm not going to connect my wallet because I have to put in my password. But if you connect your wallet, it'll show you. I think it's 40. I can send a picture if you want. I think it's 45 users, something like that. Definitely makes it easier to purchase and easier to market too, right? So when there's like, you know, there's 91 people in here now, but when the market heats up again, guess what? There's going to be 500 people in here. There's going to be 1,000 people in here. And if I just say, go to Coinbase, it's right on there. Search Solnic. That's way easier than everything else. So that, you know, it's hard to, like, that's a big deal, you know, that's easy like that. Like, you know, when the market turns around and it heats up, and we just say, like, how do you buy Solnic coin? Well, just go to Coinbase. Search Solnic. There you go. Boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And it's going to be on Solana, too, so it'll have the correct market cap on Solana. But when it says the 11K market cap, that's just base, because there's 3 different chains. But they all have the same price. It's 0.0015 plus or minus. It might be 1.4 or 1.6, whatever. It's hard to quantify, yeah. How high will VChain go? Still the same targets. How long will the bull market last, you think? I think this is going to be the shortest. If we're in a bear market, this is the shortest bear market ever. And I think that this will probably be the longest bull market ever. Price prediction on Algo. I haven't looked at Algo in a minute. Oh, shit. I like Algo. Algo, I think, is a fine coin. Their market cap looks pretty good. Like, this is the same setup, by the way. Like, here's the thing. It's just filling out this wick from 1010. I respect them for still having their wick on here. Like, you know, there's a lot of... man. Anyways, that's a whole side thing. Listen, this is the same setup. This is accumulation here. I don't want to give you... Listen, I don't want to give anyone false hope. This is Wyckoff accumulation. I don't know if it's going to take, you know, a week to play out, a month to play out, a year to play out. I don't know how long it's going to take to play out. But I know structure, damn it. I know what structure is. Time, listen, I'm the worst when it comes to time. I have no clue about time. Tell me that's not the same damn chart, though. Algo's not the only one that looks like that. I want you, Orlando, to tell me that this is not the same chart. You will not be able to buy all of the 5 million because the price will keep going up. But try it, John, and let us know. The price will go up. Orlando, I want you to tell me that this is not the same chart. Tell me. Here we go. It's the same chart. I don't know how long this is going to take to play out. I don't know. But this is silver on the bottom, by the way. This is Wyckoff accumulation. You have the same exact setup here. Parabolic rise. It's dead, bro. There's the devs dumped. Silver's dead. The devs, they rug pulled. They're not doing nothing, bro. It's dead. Silver's dead. And then boom. Like this is markup. Listen, I don't want to give people false hope because I don't know how long it's going to take. But a lot of altcoins look like this. And they've looked like this for a long time. And it's been painful and it's been grueling. But that's the same chart too. Telcoin. A lot of coins look like that. That's the same chart, bro. H-bar. I don't know how long it's going to take. This, by the way, is on the 3-day chart. This took a while to play out. You know? Time is not my thing. I promise you. Time is not my thing. I suck at time. Do not listen to a word I say for time. Time is not my thing, but I am good at structure.
So as God,
God almighty, bro. Oh, man. Like, a lot of altcoins look like this.
yes.
And people think, you know, they're going to think it's going to last way longer than it is. They're going to think it's going to last way longer than it does. The silver dev rugged, bro. He rugged. He hasn't done nothing. Look at the total 3. Like, that one looks really pretty crazy. I wonder about others. Are this others dominance? No, that's not the right one. I don't know, bro. I don't know how long it's going to take. That's the same damn structure, though. That's what I know. Alts could drop another 60%. Sure. And they also could 60x. I'll buy that for $1. Silver's top is 6 or 7. Damn it. My prediction is 74. LCX is a steal right now. I bet LCX looks like this. Nobody's calling for higher prices, though. I tell you that much. Nobody has the cojones to be bullish. Nobody. This is not the right LCX chart. Look at Link, bro. Oh, man. We're going to look back. We're going to look back. May or June. We're going to look back at this. LCX is a steal right now. Jay says, I'm sorry, I'm just so jaded. I get it, bro. Everybody is. This is this is what it feels like. I get it, man. It's all good. I'm just saying, man, the setup is there. And if I'm honest, like, I don't even know that I have the courage to say it. But it's there. I don't know how long it's going to take. But it's there. I think we're going to look back in June and be like, damn. Can you have a look at 88? I bet 88 has the same setup as silver. And listen, don't take what I say like, you know, like, just don't even worry about my time. I suck at time. All right? Time is not my thing. That's the same chart, though. Time is not my thing. But that is the same structure, though. I know that. There you go. That's the same exact structure. That's a markup. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I think people are going to be way too bearish for way too long, and we're going to get caught both ways. The market makers are masters. They will catch everybody. Always. They are masters. It's going to be famous words. I should have bought more. We're going to hear that 100 times. Same way they were looking back in November, December 2024. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay, I guess we're not gonna.
Sure. Did we not have a run in November? Yeah, I agree. I agree. That was the altcoin run. As if Bitcoin wasn't at 60K and didn't go to 109K in November. Like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Yes. And here's November. Right here. Yep. I agree. Bitcoin was at 68K and went to 109K. I don't know how long it's going to take to play out. That's the daggone structure, though. What about November? Here you go. Chainlink was at 9 billion and went all the way up to 19 billion. Yes, I agree. LCX was at 9 cents and went to 40 cents. Yeah, it looks the same, bro. The same way it looked back in November, huh? ADA, 35 cents, went to $1.30. Yes, it looks the same. See, you said the same thing. I agree, bro. And I still think this is a prequel. Just like silver. Had the same setup. What is that setup? Did I create the setup? No, I did not. How nasty y'all get, man. Silver went from $11 to $29 before crashing. This is not a meme coin. From $11, crashed 41%. Back to $17. This is not a meme coin. Before taking off. Yeah, bro. I agree. Same setup. Same little mini rally. Same pullback. 41% in silver. Sure, bro. Just like this was. If you want to say that this right here was silver's run, that was silver's bull run, sure, I agree with you. If you want to tell me that this to this from $11 to $29 was silver's run, then yeah, I agree. I agree, bro. Y'all get so nasty. Just keep the same energy, bro. Just keep the same energy in 2026. I want you to do that. If you want to tell me that this was silver's rally, then I will tell you that November was. Or how about this? Let's look at Bitcoin. Was this Bitcoin's rally? Let me know. Was this XRP's rally? Was that XRP's season right here? Let me know. I know it's the age of TikTok, and we have attention spans of 3.7 seconds. And if I have to wait for more than a month or 2 months or 6 months, then it's never going to happen. And woe is me. Was this Ethereum's rally over here? Let me know, bro. Was this Ethereum's rally? I mean, it did a 4X. That had to be Ethereum's rally. It did a 4X and then did not make another high for over a year. That was Ethereum's rally. Squirrels should not invest. That's my thoughts. Squirrels should not be investing. That is my thoughts. Ski, I worry the pain could last until October 2026. I really hope I'm wrong. Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks that. Do you think that everyone expecting 2025 euphoria was the reason we didn't get it? Probably. Everyone's expecting that November or October of 2026 is going to be the peak of pain. No. Do you think we'll recover by mid-January? What are you classifying as recovery? All-time high? I don't know. Bottom? Yes. Do I think that the bottom will be in by then? If it's not already, yes, I do. Keep the same energy. That's right. Keep the same energy, bro. That's all I want. If you want to be nasty now, I want you to keep the same energy. That's all I want. I get it. Sure. People can't be patient. Like, do you know how long I've been investing in silver before I've been able to realize this euphoria here? Like, I'm not a squirrel. Like, do you understand? I bought all of this shit. Like, you can't even see the whole chart on the daily. You know how long I invested in XRP before I did a 10X? Like, silver was at $20 for 4,418 days. Y'all not ready for that, bro. Save us, Ski. 4,418 days before I did a double on silver. Am I buying silver here? No, I'm not. Because I bought all of this shit. All of it. How about XRP? How long did it take me to do a 10X? 2,305 days. Y'all don't have what it takes, man. I'm just going to let you know. If December of 2024 is a long time to you, you don't have what it takes. Just straight up. Just keeping it a buck. Y'all don't have what it takes. That's how long I waited for a 10X. 2,200 for a 10X. That's what it took. That was the cost. But the dev rugged. Ah, Trump. Y'all don't have what it takes. If December of 2024 till now is a long time to you, you don't have what it takes. It says I do what it takes. Who are you talking to? Well, I'm not talking to you, bro. If the shoe fits, then lace it up. But I ain't talking to you. You said you bugging?
I was buying time.
Sure. I'm bugging. I just want y'all to keep the same energy all the way around. Don't hand me, if you're going to be nasty to me now, when it sucks, don't give me my flowers when it's awesome. I follow you since forever. I'm not talking to you. I am not talking to you. This guy is too bullish. We are not bouncing here. Too risky. Too risky to short. Too risky to long, too risky to short. And it's too risky to hold your money in cash. It's too risky to long, too risky to short. And it's too risky to hold your money in cash. Because I know for sure that's going down. I know that your dollar is getting devalued every stinking day. I know that that's happened. Am I too bullish or am I a realist? I'm not bullish. I'm not too bullish. I'm a realist. This is the reality. You have faith in the wrong thing. You have faith in something that for sure sucks. That for sure has no chance of going back up in value. None. Zero. 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 Every stinking president, Republican, Democrat, they all double it. This is real inflation. When they double this number, that means inflation has doubled. Too risky to short, too risky to long, and too risky to hold the dollar. Don't invest short term, bro. Don't invest short term. If you can't hold it for... Listen, that's what I just said. I waited Listen, do you know how long I waited for a 10x? 2,200 days for a 10x on XRP. Do you know how long I waited for a double on silver? Don't invest in the short term. That's the whole thing. That's how people get wrecked. They don't have a long enough time horizon. I bought silver for 4,000 days before I doubled my money. I bought silver for 4,000 days before I doubled my money. That's the problem right there. Y'all have too short of a time horizon. That is the issue. But this is the big thing. Here's the brass tacks. Here's what you're betting. You're betting they're going to print more money. I don't know if that bet's going to be good tomorrow. I don't know if that bet's going to be good next week. I don't know if that bet's going to be good next month. I don't know if it's going to be good next year. But I know it's going to be good. I know that you will win that bet. Whether it takes you 4,000 days like it did for me in silver, or 2,000 days like it did with me in XRP. I don't know how long it's going to take. But I know if you're patient and you're consistent and you're disciplined, you will win the game. Yes, if your time horizon is next week, next month, do not invest. If you are a squirrel, investing is not for you. But do you think that Bitcoin is going to be at $86,000 10 years from now? Do you think that for a second? I don't. How about last cycle? Maybe you bought Bitcoin at 20K at the selling climax. Are you happy with the 20K price right now? There's a lot of fear over here. A lot of risk. Do you always DCA when buying? Yes, that's what DCA means. It means dollar cost averaging. Set it up on auto. Don't even think about it. Sorry, Tad. Risk it all on black. You're better off doing that. You're better off risking it all on black if you know someone doesn't have a long enough time horizon.
All right. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Get the first peek off. All right, yeah, good.
You should not be in crypto short term, period. That's issue number one.
Oh, they don't even have a rotate like this.
You should not invest in anything short term other than black or red. That's your short term investment. Black or red. You're going to know yes, no, right now. That's short term investing. It's called gambling. I'm not against gambling. It can be fun. There is no short term investing though. It's gambling. You need a 4-year outlook on crypto, on anything. Like, would you buy a house for the next 2 months? No. It's a terrible idea. Are you DCing at these prices? I DCA at every price. Yes, absolutely I am.
I can't see.
That is, people confuse DCAing as if like you buy a little bit at a certain price. DCAing means you buy every week, regardless, or every time you get paid. Doesn't matter if it's all-time high, all-time low. Because we're betting against this thing right here. That's the bet that we're making. I don't know how long it's going to take me for this bet to be good, but I know it will be good. What's the bet? The bet is that the United States government will continue to print more money. That's the bet. You're betting that your purchasing power is going to go down. And you're buying hard assets that are going to benefit from that. That's it. That's as simple as it is. That's really what it is. Like, you can't save dollars because they dilute dollars. So you have to put it into something that is going to benefit from the delusion of dollars. All right. That's enough. I've been on my soapbox long enough. The rant is over. You guys done pissed me off. That's going to be it for this time. I think I have a showing on Friday. So Friday is going to be a late live stream. So Friday is going to be a late live stream. Thursday will probably be, we'll see, probably normal time. But that's going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. Those are scammers. For the love of God, do not get scammed. I'm not going to ask you for money. I'm good, bro. We're chilling. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.